funny, but I don't know why the hell it's going on. Right, continue on. Yeah, we gotta run all the way to the other side of the office, which is always fun. Although I will say, after I finish this, I'll go find the other guy we gotta go deal with as well. Because there is one other thing you can do before you arrest Ananias, which I think if you arrest him, you're no longer able to do.
Spectre, have you given any more consideration to my offer?
It took some persuasion, but Keen has agreed to testify.
That's a world of stress off my back. I'll take the evidence for safe transport. I didn't think you'd help me, being a Spectre and all. I guess some of you can be alright.
Doesn't this help you? You don't seem particularly happy.
I'm ecstatic, but right now, I just feel like a long day of work is ending. While you were working on Keen, I got you a garage pass. Be careful up there. I have an arrest to make. Wish I had time to change into something easy to move in. I hate skirts.
This is an outrage. I'll see that you never work in this sector again.
Yeah, get a move on.
You, Shepard! I demand you place this bitch under arrest!
You have the right to remain silent. I wish to God you'd exercise it. See you around the galaxy, Commander. I owe you a beer.
Alright. So Annalise has been taken care of, and now we've got access to the garage with the pass. That's the thing what really sucks in this scenario is if you try to go for the best ending possible, which is a good ending, if you can't get Kane to play ball, it really sucks. So this merchant, the giant jellyfish, as we sit there and see, he is one of the guys you can talk to. He actually has a little mission for you to do, but it's a little bit corrupt. If I didn't arrest Ananias and we do this mission, the individual will give us a package that he wants us to smuggle, and if we talk to Ananias about it, you hand him the package, and then the other gets arrested. Again, it's a bit ironic sitting there seeing it from that perspective, seeing as you can get that guy arrested by Ananias, and then you can get Ananias arrested because of corruption. It's quite ironic and quite hilarious that can happen. So you get 2-in-1 deals if you want to do it. I just don't care enough to actually go through the process. But I happily will make note of it. And then, if we talk to this guy...
I heard the administrator's been arrested. Any chance you had something to do with that?
He was corrupt.
Most people here are. I wish you could take them all down. So what can I do for you today?
So this is actually one of the guys that actually works in the garage. He's actually just a regular guy that happens to just work here. And you actually get a idea where you can ask him about local news.
You seem like you have an ear to the ground. What's happening around here?
There's the problems up on Peak 15. Synthetics Insights was shut down by Ananias. And the matriarch came through.
Yeah, basically this guy does have a little bit of information that he can dig into. He can give you an idea about Benezia, Peak 15. You can ask him personal questions and then get Synthetics Insights. I don't really...
I have to go.
The guy's actually not that bad.
I'll be.
He's actually not that bad. He actually is pretty... He just seems like a normal guy that they put into it. So this is the guard you must talk to be able to escape.
Access to the garage is restricted.
I have authorization. Excuse me.
Yes, that's genuine. Drive safely. The weather's supposed to be pretty bad out in the Alutsk Valley.
Ooh. And you may see me be pulling out my gun, and you might ask why, and this is it. Another round of...
I'd say these are what the matriarch had in the crates.
Now, there is something you can do here, which is unlock the Mako. Now, when I played it on console, I didn't realize this was a thing. However, I realized afterwards this was a thing. So if we do this, kill that guy. Although, at least from what I remember, the gun is a little bit glitchy. Which means you can shoot things, it's just limited on how it can shoot. I don't know why they made it this way, it just so happens that's how it's set up. Also, I used to skip talking to her. I didn't even know she came in here to actually begin with.
What did you do here, Commander?
Me? I'm the victim here. The geth attacked us.
Geth. You expect me to... Where did they come from?
If I were to guess, the matriarch packed them in the shipping container she arrived with.
I don't believe that. We did thorough scans of those. There were no power sources, no element zero masses. If Benezia-sama's containers were packed with these things, there are many more out there.
I need numbers, Captain. A dozen? 100?
Dozens, at least. They're machines. You could pack them tightly. I must report to the executive board. If word gets out about loose geth, there may be an investor panic.
Alright. So, like, that's the only thing I haven't figured out yet. Like, they didn't know there was geth in there, right? They just suddenly just pop up in here. Okay, so you're telling me nobody's entered this garage the entire time that I was here. Nobody realized that there was geth in here, unless they were hiding. Which I'm assuming is somebody parked a goddamn Mako over here. Somebody who walked through this entire hangar area where this is held at in the garage and didn't spot a goddamn thing like a bunch of idiots. Again, very questionable, but it still goddamn happens. So comes the next part. I don't know if this will be where I will cut it off at. You guys will probably, if I do, it'll be back where I just now exited. And you guys will be seeing this now, so I'm not too sure. I think that's a good, it might be a good cutoff point, so if it is, you'll probably be hearing me talk now about it. As far as I'm concerned, I really want to see if I can, how long the episodes are going to be. So, Mass Effect 1 is really going to be my Let's Play test. It's a test run. I want to see how well it does. I'm assuming some people will watch this just for the hell of it, just to watch the story and hear me bullshit, but... I do find this mission to be a bit more fun here once you reach this stage. The only thing I hate about it is there's eventual scene we're going to reach where you're going to see a cutscene kick in, and I hate it because you can still get the living shit shot out of you when you're playing this. I don't know why the hell BioWare set it up that way. Couldn't explain it, don't know why. I think it's stupid as hell and I wish they'd fix it. But the amount of gunfire that ensues here is goddamn unbelievable. They shoot so many goddamn rockets at you. And I think this is the point right about now. Wow, I just steamrolled through something. And this is the cutscene I'm talking about. If you played on console, you will basically see and feel exactly what you just saw happen to the back of the Mako. Gunshots, rockets. Basically, the geth are allowed to continuously fire at you while this is going on. It is infuriating. They're allowed to do it, but it doesn't really do health damage. I just don't know when it starts to take effect, because when you come out of the cutscene you can see you're getting shot, but there's nothing you can do beforehand to stop it. And if you fall down in that area, down in that valley bit, you can't die. I have done it before, I just don't remember how far down you have to get to eventually get killed for it. Or if you can actually just drive down there, I don't know, I rarely go down that far. So there's no enemies that way. Should be fine to drive. The rockets are the other problem with this, is they can't shoot rockets at me, it just takes forever to reach me, so I literally can outdrive them. Although the geth turrets are still a bit of an annoyance. You can easily kill them, they're not that hard to kill with the cannon. It's a bit of a drive, but we're nearly there, and then I'll probably end up having to cut it off at this point. From my end, I'll allow it to keep recording unless I decide to stop at some point, but basically what you guys will be seeing is me saying I should be, give me one moment, I'll be right back, because I have to go in the files to change this out. That way I can do console commands and be able to do it through documents. Because you need a console command to actually fix this broken portion where we're going to. Otherwise, you guys are going to be seeing black squares attacking everything, and you're going to wonder what the hell is going on. It ain't your PC, it ain't whatever device you're watching it on, it's literally just the game. For whatever reason, I think it's because of AMD. AMD has a bit of a faulty glitch. Ever since newer devices came out, that ends up breaking what Mass Effect 1 shows on this in this area. Because I remember people, because when you go on the Steam community page about where people are asking how to fix this, it actually does go in a bit of detail why it happens. It's basically, there was an old, if I remember right, there was like an old file or something that allowed you to do it originally under AMD, but eventually they updated it out, so the only people that get affected by it are AMD users. So this is where it'll basically happen. 3, 2, 1. And we will enter. And this is where it is. This is the fun glitch you guys are seeing from your point of view. So basically what happens is my character no longer looks like really a human. You kind of can get the idea that this was Shepard at one point. It's really a glitch that you can't fix any other way. So the only really way to do it is to save. Do that. And then I will tell you how to do it is if you go under Steam, it will be go inside your documents /BioWare/Mass Effect folder. So it's basically wherever you have the Mass Effect file folder pretty much saved under. You will go to open bio input and then at console key equals TILDE. But I basically won't get too much more into it. It's basically under engine.console. This will enable the console. So basically that allows you to do console controls. The tilde key is what's underneath your escape. If you guys are running this on PC, it'll open console commands and then you can do type view mode unlit, press enter. And to basically get that, it will make the characters look a little bit weird, but it's the only way to be able to see visible characters. Otherwise, you guys are going to basically be seeing this the entire time. So I will be right back. So give me one moment. Again, as I was saying, you guys are not going to be seeing that cut. I apologize for having to put it in there, but it's the only way to do it. I probably should have did it before I started the recording session up, but I said screw it, we'll do it now. So now that hopefully that I got this incorrectly in my documents, now that I hit that button, you guys now see this. So what I had to do is view mode unlit. As I said, this is unlit. It looks weird as hell. I have to show it off so you guys can sit there and see. To get it to go back, just hit view mode lit. This takes it back to where you guys can sit there and see where it gets all weird and looking because of my characters losing it. So the only way to actually fix it is to do the view mode unlit. This is a glitch that is going to be prevalent both in this portion of the game and when we get into Ilos. So I do apologize that you guys are going to be seeing this. It looks crappy as hell, but it's really the only two choices I had is either you guys can watch a bunch of black spots just run across the map, or I do that and it fixes everything. Also, I forgot I had to actually change Liara's stuff, so I actually had to go back in here to do it. Unluckily. Luckily I could take everything else though. Switch that. Here, do that. I'll actually go ahead and get rid of a lot of these. So that'll save me a little bit of space as time goes on. So, one thing I did forget is that Liara needs to get new armor. Also, I have to give her a new amp. We'll go ahead and give her this amp right here. I think there's not other one. Well, Sovereign Amp's pretty good too. So what we gotta do is basically find a new armor that is good for her. There's multiple ones that I have access to. I think the Ursa armor is the best overall. I want to say it is. Yes. Garrus already has his armor, and then I have my armor that I'm using. There's also, I got the new mercenary armor. I did think about maybe equipping it, but seeing as the Colossus armor is the best, at least in ratings overall, I'm probably just going to stick with it. This one's actually not too bad in terms of medium armor. The only difference is like between this and the Mantis armor. Mantis armor ain't nearly as good. So let's just jump back in this. Again, I apologize that you guys are going to be seeing this. It's going to look utterly weird, but this is the only way I can fix it. Because if I don't do it this way, all these Krogan that you are now seeing that I am fighting are the exact same way. It ain't just my people that deal with the glitch, it's everybody. So everything I fight ends up being these black little black squares and everything. It's very infuriating. At least with what I run, it does it on. Wow, I just got launched. I don't know if Intel and EVGA suffers the same problems with their processor or graphics card. I forget which one causes this.
Facilities have suffered a great deal of damage.
I want to say it's the graphics card that causes this, if I remember correctly, because I think there's something inside the graphics card that I run, which is an RX 580. It's not a bad graphics card. It's just I think this is the limitation of it for the shadows. Is just there's something missing that they used to have in it that causes this to happen. So I think what I'll end up doing is I'll see if I can get most of this done. I might break it off into like maybe 2 parts. Right, let's do it. That's the only bad thing with biotics. It makes everything become glitchy pieces of crap. Like as you guys can sit there and see, there's freaking objects flying everywhere.
Animals, wind. This place is in bad shape.
Oh look, our friends. And now we're fighting a bunch of weird alien-looking creatures. So they will get in a bit more detail, but as they sit there and see in the top of their names, from what I was already shooting, you guys probably don't see it too quickly, is it sits there and says Rekni Worker. Now if we go over here, this is going to say Rekni Soldier. Now if you guys know anything about Mass Effect 1,
Xenobiology is not my field. Maybe someone in the labs knows.
it sits there and says Arachnite. Now if you guys get into any of the details going through the codexes and such, you guys actually can get into, where is it? Technology, plants, locations, secondaries. I think it should be under, where's it at? Personal history, that's not what I want. It should have it somewhere. I want to say in one of these. Maybe not. I don't remember. It may not be under there. I don't remember where the hell it's at, but it will get into a bit of a discussion like what happened to the Krogan, as you guys know, is they were suffering from the genophage. This came after the Arachnite Wars. So basically what we're fighting are Arachnite. However, the theory is that the Krogan exterminated all these Arachnite because they went to the individual planets. The other council races used them basically to exterminate them because the Krogan were very versatile. They're pretty much able to fight battles that only the Turians were barely able to stop. They were great use for soldiers, frontline troops, and the council basically used it to the best of their abilities to fight everything. In the case of this situation, we are finding them here on this planet Noveria, which is kind of strange because they're not supposed to even exist in the first place. We will learn more as time goes on, but as far as we know now, basically, there's Arachnite here. We got to figure out why in the hell they're here to begin with. Our characters, all 3 of them, none of them know why they're here. Do make sure that when you first enter the door, press the damn open junction.
Virtual intelligence user interface offline. Manual boot required.
It will give you that, and then it will let you know, and then when you come back over to here, you will talk to somebody called Mira. You go inside here, it'll let you activate a core. You can either do access memory core, you can either repair it with 100 Omnigel, or you can attempt the manual reactivation. I'm going to go ahead and do manual just so you guys can get an idea how it works. So what it does is, You don't get to choose which one of these four. I do apologize if you have to skip this. I know there's a bit of flashing here, so if you're unable to stand this type of stuff, I'm not too sure how long. I'll probably try to leave it in the comments how far I had to get out of this in case the flashing affects you. So I will try to do that. So in core 1, to basically get all four of these to go, the goal is you got to get all four of these into either core 2 or core 3, because core 1 is currently out of power and it's offline. So if I click core 1, it takes the topmost one, and we put it over here. Same thing goes with core 1 inputting the second bar, and it goes to core 2. Now if I click on core 3 again, suddenly core 2 goes over here. And then same thing with core 1, third one goes here. Now the idea is trying to get all four in. So this is the easiest way I know how to do it, which is put them basically all over here, get core 1, put them in core 2. You can do it does work vice versa. I usually try to highlight it because basically what ends up happening is you're doing this yourself and you get really confused about what the hell's going on. So we got to put that here, put core 2 into core 1, put this into core 2, core 1, the top one goes to core 3, and then core 1 to core 2, core 3 to core 2, and the core is activated and we get the cool James Bond music as a result of it.
It looks like you're trying to restore this facility. Would you like help?
No. Okay, I do like the answer with crap, a pop-up. Yes, I would. You're the station VI,
You're the
great.
virtual intelligence that runs this place?
This system is monitored to respond to the name Mira. May I ask your name?
Commander Shepard. I work for the Citadel's Special Tactics and Reconnaissance.
One moment, please. Council authority confirmed. You are entitled to secure access of all systems. Please note that queries relating to corporate secrets require privileged access. Privileged access is only available to Binary Helix executives. This system is ready to process queries. You may access me at any holographic interface within Peak 15.
I need to find Matriarch Benezia.
Lady Benezia departed on the passenger tramway to the Rift Station subsidiary labs. User alert. The tramway system is currently inoperable.
What's the situation here?
One moment, please. Diagnostics in progress. Critical failure. Main reactor shut down in accordance with emergency containment procedures. Manual restart required. Critical failure. Landline connections are disabled. Passenger tram systems are offline. Report complete. Do you have an additional system status query?
So you can ask where the main reactor is, what landlines,
Tell me what
other
happened
topics.
I'm sorry, but I need a more specific query.
It can tell you, give me a damage report, your shutdown, hostile creatures, your final log. So as far as I'm concerned, we pretty much understand the hostile creatures are Rachni. Our three characters may not know it since we have a name for them. It does say your final log, so we kind of listen to this.
Tell me what occurred immediately before you shut down.
Stage 1 alert issued at Hot Labs. Contaminants released from Laboratory Pod Gamma. Emergency protocols implemented. Stage 2 alert issued at Hot Labs. Isolation 2 breached. Tram shut down. Landline to Hot Labs disconnected. Stage 3 alert issued locally. Contaminants in tram tunnels. Station shutdown and evacuation initiated. Code Omega sent.
What sort of contaminants escaped?
I'm sorry, Commander. Inquiries related to our research require privileged access. Only executives of Binary Helix have that level of clearance.
Alright, so there's nothing really
That's all
else
I
we
need
can
right
learn
now.
from it. We just have an idea
Very well,
that
Commander.
shit
Logging
got
you
real
out.
here.
User alert.
So,
Main reactor shut down in accordance with emergency containment procedures.
can't head this way, I just want to
Manual
do a double
restart
check.
required.
I apologize if this was a little loud, but there's
User
no real
alert.
way to mess with this.
Landline connections are disabled. Passenger.
Actually, there is a bit of a way to deal with it. Sound. Hardwire audio. There's not really much I could do. I need the dialogue up so you can hear everything.
Trams are offline.
I do recommend at this situation that if this is a little loud for you, to turn your volume down a little bit, either on headsets or whatever, if this is too loud for you guys. Yeah, and there's not much I can do with it, it's just the way it's set up. to basically hear most of the dialogue, I have to have it at that 100. That's why everything else is set on 50. And also, this is the most annoying part of the game, just because Mira doesn't shut the hell up. She is going to keep talking the entire time we play it. You also don't notice it.
User alert. Main reactor shut down in accordance with emergency containment procedures.
Shut up, Mira.
Manual restart required.
Shut up, Mira. And again, we're fighting more of the Arachnite. Now, to basically beat these guys real easily, it is said that biotics are actually the easiest way to hurt them, not using your gun primarily. I end up using mine a lot more than others, just because I love guns. This situation, shotgun's best bet. And as we can sit there and see, Garrus already died, which is always nice because he dies too goddamn fast. So turn on the landlines, basically just walk over here, open it, and it opens back up. You can talk to Mira here. I usually choose not to because there's nothing much he's going to tell you besides, oh wow, you just activated things. Oh wow.
User alert. Main reactor shut down in accordance with emergency containment procedures.
Also, the other annoying thing is
required.
where my job is and where I work at. This stupid Mira reminds me exactly of the devices I had to deal with on a constant basis when it tells customers what they're doing. It sounds exactly like this, and in my head I'm just like, oh my god, this is sickening. I get to listen to this whole work, and I have to listen to this mission every goddamn time. Alright. So you kind of can go without your guns there at that stage, but you do need them here because there is going to be a little bit of a jump scare they try to put in with Arachnite soldiers randomly popping up here. So as you saw, there was one that comes in on the left, although there's no real explanation how the hell it got here. And then there's going to be another one that's going to pop up
User
on the
alert.
right.
Main reactor shut down in accordance with emergency containment procedures. Manual restart required.
Also, I don't know if this is still a glitch or not. I remember it on 360 being a problem, but anytime you have your guns out, it's really weird, is if you hit enter on an elevator, you're able to basically move your character around while in it until it puts your gun away.
Main reactor shut down in accordance with emergency containment procedures. Manual restart required.
Now we're all still suffering from poison. Let me see if I first aid it, if it fixes itself. Yeah. So having first aids are still rather useful, as you guys can sit there and see. Heals you all the way, and we get access to that. So in this case of this, we're not going to be fighting Arachnite, but instead we're going to be fighting more geth. He's dead. There should be some more that run around. There should be at least one more destroyer, and if I remember right, there is a Juggernaut above us. And if you can outplay the AI, as you can see, because he physically doesn't see us, he's not going to shoot at us, and he won't move from that spot. This is actually a pretty easy thing to do. I think a lot of AI in early games like this suffer a similar issue. It's just the way it got programmed. If they just stay in there, you can kill it. So, fuel lines are now fixed. If we head this way, it'll tell us to... it'll tell us that you have completed the repairs to Peak 15. So you only actually have to repair 2 different parts of Peak 15 to actually get it back operational. As we can sit there and see, there's legs everywhere. Oh my god, that's hilarious. Ankles in the air. I like it. What the hell happened to you? Well, he glitched out. That's hilarious.
Area secured.
Yeah, that's the other thing I will always say. That's the best part. Is just that is so goddamn glitchy. So we're gonna go back to the elevator. We're gonna head back up to where the main room is for the data, or for Mira's main core. And now that everything's been fixed, we can now go on the tram line and head over to the experimental bit where all the research is conducted. There actually is 2 options in that scenario where you can do 2 different ways of beating it. I'll be showing you the way I usually like doing it because I think it's like the more Paragon way of doing things in comparison to just ending it as fast as possible. Because it ends up where it results in more death, and I don't know why they picked that way, and there's no way to get out of it. So I usually try to pick the way where you're trying to help everybody out.
Now entering decontamination and transit hub. User alert. Loose contaminants in the decontamination chamber. Access to passenger tramways inadvisable.
Okay, so we get Mira. She warns us again that there's been no release of more contaminants. However, it's basically when you open this, I'm actually going to be pulling out my shotgun for this situation, is if we look in here, there's more of these bastards.
Finessed. It appears that the trams to the subsidiary stations are beyond it.
Okay, so this is where we find a dead Solarian on the ground, and he actually seems like somebody who knows about the Rachni.
He killed himself because he was part of whatever happened here?
He must have felt there was no hope of surviving, that killing himself would be easier.
Just get these real quick. So to do the hard electronics means we have to do manual bypass. Again, this is another situation where getting your decryption and electronics is all the way up is really helpful. If you are still early in the game, unless you pretty much devote everybody's points, mainly Caden or Garrus, to getting this done, or even Tali, I believe, there's no real way to be able to bypass this unless you have the Omni Gel, I believe. I don't even know if it lets you, even if you have the Omni Gel. So let's just go ahead and do the manual bypass. It's really not that hard. And all of a sudden, all the Rachni you have to kill die in a fiery explosion. So much so that they just disappear forever.
Connections restored. Processing new data. User alert. Unable to connect to hot lab facilities.
Tell me what happened here.
I'm sorry, but I need a more specific query.
Alright.
What's the status of Rift Station?
Rift Station has been locked down by the staff. There are presently no contaminants within the facility.
Give me a status report on the hot labs.
I am sorry. The network connections to the labs have been damaged. Data is limited.
That's all I need right now.
Very well, Commander. Logging you out.
Good. So if we actually leave here, that's where our other friend comes into play. Which will be that gentleman. Now, one thing I didn't figure out in this is why they have this situation occur, which is, as you saw, we had these plasma throwers, right? And we killed 2 Rachni. Now, if I open this door, you guys can kind of see it on my radar. There's a bunch of these goddamn workers sitting here at the damn door. I don't know why they turned that into this situation where they're just sitting there. I don't know if it was maybe an oversight or something, or maybe they were supposed to spawn in that room with the Rachni, but they end up just being on the other side of a door where they can't get killed. And if you're unlucky and they're sitting next to the door and you're not paying attention, they literally just jump out at you and cause poison damage. So in the case of this, here we are, we're running over to this tram system as it slowly textures in. Jesus Christ. And let's get into it. So this will take us over to
Destination, Rift Station.
This will take us to Rift Station, where it should take us to the hot labs.
Now arriving at Rift Station, Binary Helix Research Facility.
Okay, this takes us into here. And we're gonna run faster. And I think what I'll end up doing is I will stop the recording for today, actually, at this point. I think I got a lot of videos I gotta edit. I gotta post episode 2 of Russia. What I might end up doing is, as I was saying before, I'm going to have a 2-part to the series. So what will end up happening is I think I will cut part 1 either I think once we exit Noveria, the main Noveria, the main corporation bit. So once I get inside the Mako and I'm starting to drive, that's probably when I will do a cutoff. And this will be all of part 2. Basically, it will consist of all the way up to this point, and what I'll do is when I try to record, I think some more of this tomorrow on Sunday, I will just splice it together with this, so you guys will probably end up just seeing it. So more than likely you guys will just not see this, so I'll see you guys in a hot minute. But since I'm going to be done recording, have fun and hope you guys can continue enjoying this. So you guys will be seeing the next part of this here in the next few seconds. So Thank you.